Here's one out of Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, Texas? Follow me.
The Pendejo Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Pendejo Podcast. I'm Eric.
What is up? I'm Jonathan.
And man, we're just trying to give you guys a little bit of content and bullshit and just all around just laughs and fun. I mean, we're not professionals. We don't do this shit, for anything. We just do it for ourselves.
We're not professionals yet.
Not yet. No. We feel like it, but we ain't even close. We're not experts on anything. We just like what we like. We bullshit. We have fun. We've been friends for a long time, so stuff that we talk about all the time, we just thought people would want to hear it. So,
and we've basically been talking about doing a podcast for anywhere from like 2-3 years.
It's been a long time, yeah.
And we were like, you know what, man, let's just shit or get off the pot. Yeah, let's just do it already.
We pulled the trigger. So, like I said, we're not going to talk about anything specific. We're just going to talk about whatever the hell we want to and whatever we feel like, whatever happens.
We could talk about the Pacific to be specific. My boy Lil Rob.
Lil Rob.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much gonna be a podcast about anything and everything. Eric and I have conversations all the time. Sometimes we'll get real deep and like spiritual and stuff, but most of the time we're just talking shit, and making fun of people. Probably. I mean, fuck.
It's in good fun, though.
Yeah,
we don't ever do it to.
I make fun of people knowing people are probably making fun of me too. Like, it's all fair game. It's
and that's the thing. We both can dish it out, but we can take it too. I mean, we're pretty.
Pause.
Yeah. we're pretty hard on each other. Pause.
I know you're gay.
Because I record podcasts and say gay stuff.
Man, it has been a journey getting this podcast going. We'll be very lucky and blessed if anybody hears this one, because there's a learning curve to this.
Right,
we're doing everything by ourselves. Pretty much, we're learning how to do it by watching YouTube videos. You know?
Yeah. And whatever you guys hear is like the unedited, like raw kind of stuff. I mean, we're trying, but once we get past all this shit, hopefully it sounds good and you guys enjoy everything that we're talking about. So, but
the best thing is it can only get better from here.
Exactly,
you start off real shitty, you can only go up from here. Yeah. So we've tried one, 2 weeks ago? We tried to do one.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And it was cool, but it's we didn't have good equipment. We invested a little bit of money in some good equipment. And we're really going to try to make this give out some quality content that people care to listen to, not just, I'm sure it'd be dick jokes, fart jokes, but, we want to, what am I trying to say? We want to offer something that people care to listen to,
Yeah. And, we're podcast listeners. We listen to podcasts and, we don't want to sound like anybody else, but then at the same time, I mean, that's where we get our content from, and what we just think of what I want to hear is what maybe other people want to hear too. So, but anyways, a little bit of background on us. Jonathan and I have known each other for a long time, 20-something years. We're good friends. We got a lot of other good friends that may drop in here and there. If they're not busy or if they have some time, but we just want to get it out there for you guys. But anyways, enough of the sentimental shit. Let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk about music. You and I talked about the other day about just different bands, different hip hop groups. Who's the greatest duo? Who's the best to do hip hop? And I was talking about OutKast.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably my top favorite hip hop group
of all time.
Group
or duo?
Duo. Okay, I'll say duo. Mm-hmm. I'll say duo, but group duo.
There's a lot of good duos out there. It's not like there's a lot of competition out there. So I think that's a fair category, because if you say group, there's not a lot of rap groups. You're talking about Wu-Tang or
right,
Bone.
Right.
But You can say group if you wanted to. It's not like there's any rules to this shit.
Well, my point, what I was wanting to get at was, we talked about the other day too about them. The last time they put out an actual album was Stankonia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they did have Love Below, Speaker Box, Love Below, but it was more of a double disc, Big Boy one side, Andre second disc, whatever, and it was totally different sounds on
right.
both. You could tell Big Boy wanted to keep that OutKast sound on it, but it's not the same.
Yeah, Andre's like, you know what, I'm gonna do some weird shit, but it's gonna be good.
But it's not the same with them both.
No,
because Andre did his shit, Big Boy did his thing, and they were okay. It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't like
they're better together.
Yeah. So when you think about Stankonia, man, how many they had? What three albums before they did that, right? So they had, or 2 albums before that one.
It was Southern Playalistic,
right? And then they had
and then ATLians,
and then Stankonia,
Aquemini,
and then Stankonia,
yeah.
right? So they had 3 before that. So my thing was, do you think that if they would have kept making music, because Stankonia came out in 2000, October of 2000. I remember specifically it came out on Halloween. Because that one and Jay-Z, the Rock La Familia
it's been
came
that
out.
long. That's crazy.
Rock La Familia came out same day, and I got them both that same day. And my question is, do you think if they would have kept making music, do you think they would still be like regarded as one of the best hip hop duos ever? Because you think about people that kept making music, they kind of fall off.
Well, the perfect example is my favorite group of all time is Wu-Tang.
There you go.
Hands down.
Right.
But I can sit here and tell you that I'm not a fan of like their newer shit. I mean, they've well, I wouldn't even say that because I like anything they put out. But I can say that most of their newer albums, they're nothing close to Wu-Tang's first 2 albums.
Right. Well, it's like I was telling you the other day. I was listening to ATLians, and man, dude, you put it on, and it's like tracks like 1 through like 6 or 7. It's just like classics, classics, and it's like, how can you beat that? You know what I mean? But then you think about, okay, well, if they would have kept making music, you eventually run out of content. Like you eventually fall into like what am I trying to say? Like,
well, I think like Common. Perfect example is Common. Common, he reinvents himself. I mean, frequently, like he started off, at the very beginning. I mean, he's always stayed pretty like conscious rap, but he reinvents himself every few albums, and like one of my favorite albums is probably one album that most people don't even like. It's that it was when he was dating Erykah Badu. What the hell is the name of that album? But it was kind of a weird Electric Circus. Yeah. And it was different than most of the
stuff. That was the one with the
Common
Neptunes had a lot of input on it?
No, that was Universal Mind Control.
Okay.
Is that the name of the album? Anyway.
Yeah, that's the name of the song.
That was
sure.
a badass album too.
Yeah.
But he consistently reinvents himself. And you wonder if OutKast continued to put out albums together, I feel like they would do the same thing. Maybe like Big Boy kind of stays in his same lane, but Andre, he does different shit, but it's good. He's a genius, It's good.
Yeah.
But when they're together, you always wonder like, where would they be at now if they put out another 2-3 albums since then?
Another like kind of example, and it's not really hip hop, but like Red Hot Chili Peppers, like the Californication was probably their last great album. But, they had a few after that. I mean, Stadium Arcadium was okay. What else was after that? By the way, yeah. And then
that was good.
They had a like hits album that they had a couple new songs on. Like I think Zephyr was on that one. But like, it just they've had 3 or 4 albums after that one, and they're just not the same.
They're not,
but those,
like they're forgettable, which sucks because they're one of the greatest bands of all time.
They had hits. I had maybe a couple of hits on, like Rain Dance Maggie, and they had this last album. I can't even think of what the damn name of it was.
There's 2 on their newest album that I liked them a lot. The Getaway was real good.
The Getaway, yeah.
And I don't remember. There was another song on this album, but that's what sucks, man. Because like they're probably one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking out for them. Like, oh man, I can't wait for them to put some new shit out. Because I was like that with Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Linkin Park, man, when they first came out, like their
They
first
were
2-3
beasts.
albums were badass, and then they just, I think maybe they got a little too political.
You know, I think what happens is
where Rick Rubin got a hold of them and started fucking around all their music.
Yeah, I think what happens is they, like I said, they run out of kind of content, or maybe it's the whole streaming thing now. But
Streaming
it's more
ruined albums, bro. I feel like it.
Yeah,
did.
it's
Same
more
thing with like iTunes. It ruined.
Right. It's more hits. People are the bands are looking for hits. They're looking for just 1 or 2 hits to get them through. The people will go
Stay
and stream
relevant,
that song.
You know, yeah.
You know, you think about it. Instead of selling, 10 million albums, oh shit, I had 10 million streams on this one song. Whatever XYZ song came out, and man, Lil Uzi Vert had a new song. Oh, he had 20 million streams in one day. Okay,
It's all about the streams now.
right? Yeah, it's just that one song. But what about the rest of the songs on his album? Nobody gives a shit about him. Nobody will listen to him. Maybe 1 or 2 other
I still
ones will
don't
be
give
hits.
a shit about.
That's true.
I know, man.
You could care less.
It's
He's
a
probably a
terrible
bad
example, but yeah.
But
I get what you're saying, though.
You think about OutKast. If they would have kept going, I just don't think that Andre Benjamin is that kind of person, like, to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, he maybe not gets bored, but maybe he just is like, you know what? I had my day in the sun. I'm good.
He'd rather go walk around playing a flute. You ever see those pictures of him
Yeah.
playing, or a clarinet or some
Did you
shit?
see that shit on Key and Peele when they made fun of him? God, that's
But it's
awesome,
like, it's
dude.
too easy, man.
Yeah.
He does some weird shit. But he's always been that dude, man.
Yeah.
Even I wouldn't say their first album he was like normal, but right after that, man, he was already rocking the turban.
The turban and the short pants.
He's been on some weird shit the whole
The
time.
capris.
But he's undeniable, man. Like,
Oh,
you see him and you're like, what is up with this dude? And then he raps and you're like, he's one of the greatest.
Well, they
Easily
say-
top 10
They
best
say
rappers.
most geniuses kind of go to the beat of their own drum, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about
It's true.
how he just talks about certain things and flows about certain things. It's like, it's not even, how can you think of that kind
Like,
of
you
shit?
get into the mind of a rapper. They're sitting down with their with their pen and paper. Who is thinking of the shit this dude's thinking of?
Man.
You know what I like?
But that's the thing. I don't think he even sits down and writes stuff down. I think he just goes off and just whatever comes out comes out.
he just has it.
Yeah.
He just got it.
Yeah, I think Big Boy's more of the sit down and write
Like
rhyme.
a rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's more of a hip hop. Like, I'll write my flow. Andre just kind of just talks.
So would you
tells stories?
So would you say Andre's the better rapper out of the duo?
I don't think he's a better rapper. I think he's a better writer. I think he's a better storyteller. Big Boy just has a flow about him, and because Andre doesn't really have a flow.
No, not
If you
really.
think about
he just
it,
does his
he
thing.
kind of just talks, and it just comes out. And he goes to the beat, of course, but Big Boy's more.
He's
of
a rapper's rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if Big Boy had come out by himself, he would have still been big, but I don't think he'd been as big without Andre.
I don't
Ketchup
know,
and
man.
mustard kind of
That's-
thing,
Yeah, that is. I never thought of it that way because him too. He's undeniable. Like, whether he was with OutKast or by himself, he's gonna put out some good shit. But I think they complement each other.
Yeah,
you
I don't
know,
think he
when
would
they
have had
rap
that
together.
OutKast flow. I think that whole OutKast vibe is all Andre, but you
think so?
can't do Andre by himself either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if Andre does, like, let's say Andre put out, say he put out his own album, which he hasn't other than Speaker Box,
Right.
but I wouldn't even count that as his own album.
Yeah.
It would probably be some weird shit, man. I
Yeah.
really think. I mean, I'm sure he'd have some good songs mixed in there, but it wouldn't be rap.
I'll
I
tell
don't
you-
think it would be rap. But
I'll
like
tell you
Big
this,
Boy's
though.
put out a bunch of like fire albums. Since by
I'll
himself.
tell you this. I think the only reason that Andre put out the Love Below is because of what he did on the other albums before that. They let him do. Hey, you do whatever the fuck you want to.
It's working.
Yeah. But then it was completely different than what they probably thought it was gonna be. But
But it worked out.
yeah,
you know,
it worked out. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's out there, but you gotta have an ear for it. You can't just.
And I'll be honest, it took me a little while to grow
Yeah.
on me, dude. It did,
Oh,
man.
I'm
'Cause
sure
I was expecting like an OutKast
Yeah.
album, and I heard that and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it takes
you
a
know?
few listens. I'm sure there's a lot of people that heard that and got turned off by it. Never listened to it. I bet
I would be one of them people.
Yeah,
but
but-
I came around because
Yeah.
because you just have to give it a chance. I call it like, you know, like headphone music. You know, you listen to shit in your headphones and you can pay attention, you know, and then it grew on me and I was like, all right, I put it up there with like some of the best albums of all time.
I wouldn't put it up as best albums, but I liked it. You know, I didn't not like it, but.
And it might have just been a period of my life when that came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going through a big breakup.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of, I remember I was kind of down and out, but then that came out.
Yeah.
So after this breakup, I'm having a fucking blast.
Yeah.
And that's the era, that's the time period that album came out where.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I hold it to a different, you know, a different
standard.
Yeah, because
else,
maybe the quality of the music isn't like up there, but what it reminds me of were some good times. So you know, they go hand in hand. So
and there's certain music that just does that to you though, dude. I mean, you remember, you know, listening to something and either you were at like at the, you know, a barbecue or you were at school or it was like a weekend and you were in junior high or high school. Man, I have a lot of music that does that shit to me. You know?
It'll take you back. You know? Just
like
songs can remind me of like certain smells, dude. And that sounds crazy because
I completely understand.
I was working at Coca-Cola. I remember, and I forgot the album it was on, but it was Nappy Roots. There's a certain song. Damn, I can't even remember the name of the song, but it was like just one of their in between songs. It wasn't one of their hits.
Another hit,
But I remember I was working at Coca-Cola, and that song reminds me of a certain smell of the fall, of the autumn.
Yeah.
And it's weird, man. It's like, how can a song remind me of a smell? That's some weird shit.
No, I do that too, man. There's, that Rock La Familia, man. That one came out right around on Halloween, but just remembering stuff like that. I mean, just hanging out and me and you and Seth and Greg, just, you know, it reminds me of that Camaro I had, that blue Camaro, and just stuff like that. It's just, you know,
it reminds you of throwing up.
Oh man, there's a lot of songs that remind you of throwing up. But it's the same thing you think about too, like liquor. So speaking of throwing up, you know, you can smell a certain liquor and it just makes you throw up. And
dude, I'm like that with tequila.
Yeah.
I hate tequila.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's like the best high dollar top shelf tequila. It might as well be the cheap shit, dude. Because if I smell it, I can't.
Southern Comfort does that to me, dude. I got plastered out Southern Comfort one time.
We ruined a bunch of good liquors by overdoing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I was trying to be a badass one night in front of some older people. And it was one of the first times I ever got drunk, and it was a bunch of old men too. I was at a quinceañera, and then I didn't even know these fools, man. And they were like,
"Hey fool,
hey fool,
watch me.
what are you doing at Mijas Quince?
Watch these.
Hey, take a pool." They were telling me, take a pool. I didn't even know what fucking take a pool was. I was like 16, maybe.
Off the frajo. Take a pool off the frajo.
Man, dude, I remember because I was going through the sweater vest period. I was wearing sweater vests all the time. I thought it was cool. And
the sweater vest.
Yeah. And,
maybe those will make a
from
comeback.
Jay Riggins.
Where you just wear the white T-shirt under.
Yeah, exactly. It was a white T-shirt with the V-neck sweater vest.
The good old days. Yep. And the jabots.
Yep. And I had the gold chain.
The herringbone?
The cross. No, I didn't have the herringbone.
Shit, you ain't keeping it real.
I did have the herringbone,
son.
the herringbone bracelet though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fag.
Don't be hating, man. Anyways, yeah, man. That stuff like that. I like how certain things can remind you of certain times in your life or certain places in your life and certain people. You know, good or bad. You know, whether it's your ex-girlfriend or any of that kind of shit.
So this was something I had told you a long time ago. Now that we're talking about exes, I told you, I was like, dude, I got to tell you a funny story about how my my ex, how I caught her cheating on me. It's crazy. So I don't even know how I ended up with her phone, but I had somebody call me. Hold on real quick.
Oh, so just so you know,
okay, we're recording.
We
just making sure still recording.
Ramos and I, Jonathan, we do a lot of talking on the phone at work because we get bored and we have a lot of these stories that we've been dying to tell each other, but we always save it for the podcast because they're funny, man. So This is one of those stories.
I mean, I don't want to hype it up too much because it may not be funny, but it was funny to me.
No,
You know, so
cares? It's
for
funny
whatever
to us.
reason, we're well, I mean, to make more sense, we were engaged, and so we were sharing cell phones, and a friend of mine was supposed to call me for something. I don't remember what it was. So I was going to my house. I left her house. I was going to my house, and I had her cell phone because I was waiting on this phone call, and so I got home, did whatever, and I saw that I had a voicemail. And I was like, oh shit, his name was Garland. I was like, Garland called me, let me check the voicemail. Well, check the voicemail, wasn't Garland. It was my fiance's Sancho. It was some dude she was messing with.
Why were you sharing a cell phone?
Yeah, that's weird, man. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
That is weird.
But or maybe I didn't have a cell phone at the time and she did. I don't
way.
remember the details, but I just remember the funny part. And so this dude that she was messing around with was one of her coworkers. They worked at a radio station, and he didn't speak any English. So it was, and so I could tell it was like he was talking to her in Spanish. I was like, wait a second, this doesn't sound like a regular ass, voicemail.
Right.
He's got that
Yeah,
voice,
that low,
R Dub, the Quiet Storm voice,
jalapeno mix.
And so I'm like, man, this shit sounds like erotic, man. What's up? So I asked my mom, I said, Mom, and dude, I'm shaking. Like, I know what's up, but I don't know what he's saying. I
Yeah.
could tell it's not good.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, Mom, listen to this
You asked your
voicemail.
mom?
Yeah, well, I don't know Spanish, and so I'm like, Mom, I was like, what's he saying? And so I get the phone to my mom, and you could see it, dude, instantly, like in her face. She's like, what the, and she goes, mijo, she's cheating on me. And so I'm like, I knew it, and I'm pissed, dude. I mean, dude, we're engaged, And so I'm like, fuck, man. And like, I don't think I've ever cussed in front of my mom until that day. And so I call him back. And keep in mind, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
This homeboy doesn't speak English. There's a big language barrier there. And then so I call him back, and he thinks it's my ex because I was calling from her number. And so he answers, and he's like, hey, whatever. And I start,
Oye, papá.
dude.
Oye.
I started saying all these, like, how when you're pissed, dude, sometimes cuss words they don't, like, you say stuff that doesn't make sense. I'm like, you shit ass. You shit ass.
I see. I was picturing your mom talking to you in Spanish, like
trying to translate,
you off to the side, telling you,
and tell him this, and tell him this.
Spanish.
And it's funny, man, because I'm wigging out on this dude, man, cussing him out in front of my, like I said, I've never cussed in front of my mom, or I'm sure I have, but I don't.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to this dude on the phone, cussing at him, bro, and talking shit to him. And he's like, ¿Qué? ¿Qué? He doesn't know what I'm saying, dude. And yeah, he's like, it's speaky. And I'm just going off on him, and like, I want him to know I want to whoop his ass, And I keep saying, when I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. And he's like, ¿Qué? And dude, finally I'm like, man, this is going nowhere. And I told him, I was like, you know what? I was like, you pinche way. When I start saying the only Spanish words I know, I was like, when I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then I hung up. And like, I want to cry because I'm so mad, and like, I'm heartbroken, and then I'm embarrassed because my mom sat here and translated my girl cheating on me. And my mom's like, ay, mijo. She's like, don't do anything crazy.
You're like, quit talking in Spanish and bring it back.
I know, man. And like, it's so funny, dude. Like,
oh man,
it was just a funny situation because I was like, I'm trying to talk shit to this dude in Spanish.
I've never heard this story, dude.
That's
like heartbreaking.
Because it's kind of, it's funny, right?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
And yeah, dude. So apparently that's how I caught her cheating on me.
Well,
I wish I knew Spanish, man. I probably could have said some slick shit to him.
Let's just say you're better off
where you
ended up, because that was not a good situation.
Well, I mean, bro, we were engaged. If she's cheating, we were engaged.
Yeah,
it was not going to get any better from there on out,
Yeah. But, so, I've never heard that story. That's pretty funny, though.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
And
Well,
so I guess the floodgates were open, so now I can cuss in front of my mom.
Yeah. Well, have you cussed in front of her since then?
Yeah, well, I try, dude. I keep it like PG-13.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I don't say fuck in front of her.
Yeah. The
or,
big ones.
or dick, or
Yeah, the big ones.
But I'll say shit all the time.
Yeah.
Or but
Yes. Yeah.
I try not to, man. I'm like old fashioned.
Yeah.
And like my nephew cusses a lot, dude.
Yeah.
And he'll cuss in front of them, and I'm like, bro, like.
Did I ever tell you did I ever tell you the story about when I cussed in front of my dad at church? In church?
You started to, bro. I told you to save it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we were at church, right? And dude, I was probably 16 because I was already driving. And we would have CCE right before church. Like, we'd go, and then after that, we'd go meet our parents at church, right? And so I don't know what I was on. Like, I was just feeling myself.
Listening to too much gangster rap.
I guess so. Right before church or during church, sometimes I'd skip CCE and go sit in my car and just listen to music. And thought it was, I don't know what I was on. But anyway, so we were in church, right? And so it's me, my dad, my mom, and my younger brother there. And we're just there, normal, Catholic church service, stand up, sit down, peace with you, all that kind of stuff. So we're standing up, and it's kind of loud in church when they're singing. You can hardly hear the person next to you. And he goes, he asked me when they were passing the collection plate around. He asked me if he goes, "Did you see what I put in there?" Because I guess he put in something thinking it was something else, and he goes, "Did you see how much was in there?" And I said, I don't know, like fucking $100 or something. And he like looks at me, right, with his eyes get real big.
What?
And
at church? You dropped the F, the hard F?
Yeah. And I like said it without even thinking about it. I don't know, fucking $100. And he looked, and as soon as I said it, it's like, remember that movie, The Christmas Story, when he says fudge? That's exactly what it was. I was like, oh, like everything was slow motion. I like looked up at him, and he looked down at me, and I was like, he goes, "What did you say?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know, like 1,500 or something like that." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he like turned his head and just, I knew he knew what I said, but he didn't want to bust.
He didn't bring it up. Did he bring it up after
Never,
that?
not once. No, and he's never brought it up. But I was just, dude. You ever have that your butthole puckers and your stomach drops and your heart starts beating all at one time? Like,
oh yeah,
it's like what happens when you're about to get into a fight and somebody's about to whoop your ass. Like that's the kind of, I thought my dad
never got my ass whooped. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I was about to. I tell you that if I was ever to get my ass whooped, that's what it would be. Like
I've got it. Not that I'm trying to one up you, but I have a story about when my dad was ready to whip my ass. Well, matter of fact, I have two occasions.
I was going to ask you did you ever try to fight your dad?
No, but I want to hear.
I
got a feeling you have.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
No, you started your story first. Go ahead.
So there's two occasions where my dad probably should have whooped my ass, and he threatened to whip my ass, but I okay. So it's a thing we do with my family. Every Sunday after church, we go to church, and then we'll go to my mom's house and eat lunch. We just break bread, talk, whatever.
Yeah.
And so my dad he's got it's a routine. We eat, talk. He'll go and lay down on the couch, pretend he's sleeping, and listen to everybody talking. That's just his move. And so it was on Thanksgiving, bro, of all days. Thanksgiving, we're all getting together. My mom's family's over. And we're eating. We finish eating. The itis kicks in. Everybody's just kind of chilling. Yeah. My dad goes to do his move. He goes, lays down on the couch. And me and Xavier, they're just kind of bullshitting. I go, dude, check this shit out. And I go over there with company, bro. With
Xavier's
family.
Your nephew.
Yeah, sorry. Xavier's my nephew. I said, check this shit out, bro. I walk over to my dad, butt cheeks right in his face, and I rip a big-ass fart right in my dad's face, dude. I don't know what I was thinking, man. I don't know what I was thinking. And Xavier is howling, bro.
Oh, my God.
Me and him are the only ones laughing. Everybody's in shock, dude. And I just, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
And my dad hops up so quick. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I ought to kick your ass. And then, and as soon as that happens, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I do that,
Let me ask you this. How old were you?
Oh, dude, this was just a few years ago, dude. I wish I could
well
say
into
I was...
your 30s.
Nah, man. Dude, it might have been, man, now that I think about it. I'm 37, And I'm willing to bet it's been less than 7 years
Wow.
ago. So it
Well,
wasn't that long
listen,
ago.
you're
man.
old enough to know better.
Fuck yeah, I'm old enough to know
Oh
better.
my gosh.
So there's that time, and there's another time when I was younger, where he threatened to kick my ass, and it wasn't as good, but I do stupid shit sometimes when I'm thinking. So in junior high, you remember you used to go around like in the locker room, in football, like
Yeah.
you would pinch people's nipples or be
Yeah.
like whistle, whistle,
Yeah.
So my dad was getting ready for work, and he's ironing his uniform, and he's got his shirt off, and I'm walking around, and I go up to him, and I pinch his titty, man. I
Oh
pinch
my
his nipple,
gosh.
and I'm like whistle, 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 and he fucking squares up, dude.
Whistle.
Yeah. He squares up. He cocks his hand back, dude, and he's ready to hit me. And I go, man, what's wrong with you? I'm just playing. And he's like, same. That's his line again. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'd have knocked your head off. That's what he told me. And I'm like, damn, you know what? In retrospect, you probably should have knocked me out.
You a while ago you said you never had your ass whooped. Well,
Those are two.
you
I dodged
probably-
2 bullets.
Yeah, you're pretty close. I got another story too. So when I was, I had to have been 16 because I was already driving, and we would eat dinner together, all 4 of us, at the house, whatever. Sometimes we would sit in the living room and watch TV, and we had a little table in there, and we would sit down and eat, right? And I remember this one day, it was a Friday night, and my dad came home, just like normal, and he brought dinner home. Well, he ended up getting Mexican food, got me a burrito, and we're eating there, whatever. Did I barely open my burrito, and I was fixing to eat it, and I asked him if I could go out that night with some friends, and he's no. I forget the reason why he said no, but I don't know if it was a good reason or not, but I don't remember. But like, you ever have those moments when you just like stop thinking and like you don't remember anything? It's like everything, like the 5 minutes is a blur, and you're like, what the hell happened? That's what happened with me. Like, I don't remember anything. All I remember is he told me no. So I got up, stood up, grabbed my burrito, and I slammed that shit down on the table as hard as I could. Dude, got any salad and beans, everything went flying everywhere.
Like, why?
Over. Just cause I don't know. I was pissed. Yeah, I thrown a tantrum, I guess. But I remember he was sitting next to me, and he had garnish salad all over his shirt.
Oh,
he was
damn.
like, he just like looked at him. He's like,
Is the kind of get shirt up?
I don't ain't got shit to say, man. He was pissed. He got up. That was one of the only times I can remember my dad pretty much squaring up, and because I guess I looked like I wanted to square up, so he got up and he wanted to kick my ass. It looked like he did, and as soon as he did, I was just like, it's like I snapped back into it. I was like, oh shit, what did I?
Like,
just
I'm
do?
sorry.
I was like, well, I sure as hell ain't going anywhere now, But I mean, no, I just wait for the day when my kid
Squares up to you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a scary thought. Like, it's funny, but it's also like, oh,
You think it's inevitable?
yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one of these days.
You better start training, motherfucker.
Oh man, especially as much as I push his buttons and pick on him and just play around, and one of these days he's gonna snap and just turn around and put me in a Boston crab or something. I don't know.
Do you remember that one time, man, when you found when you found your dad's pornos?
Oh gosh.
So, so Eric and I, we would carpool. I'm telling the audience because
No, I'm just saying. One time I found him. Shit, there was more than one time.
so we Eric found his dad's porno, and we would carpool when we were going to South Plains College together, and we probably skipped class. I'm assuming we would skip all the time.
Yeah, we were always
pretty much just donated our
skipping,
college tuition. And so we go back to Eric's house, and he pops in a porno. We're in his room with the light off, watching a porno on
There's
his.
no pause
I
for
know,
this.
dude.
No pause for this.
We're on his bed, sitting next to each other, watching the porno with the light off.
Oh
At
my
that, I
gosh.
guess, you wanted it to be theatrical, I
Yeah,
guess, or what? I don't
romantic.
know, man. So
Let me correct you on something. So it wasn't his, but
was
what
a
it
porno.
was. So back in the day, people had a satellite. He used to have a scrambler box.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
There you go. You're right.
So one day I came home. I don't know. I was at work or whatever. I came home and my little brother was there, and he's like, "Dude, you never guess what happened." So what happened? He goes, "Go look in the living room." So I walk in the living room. My dad's big screen TV, and there's naked parts everywhere. And I'm like, what in the world? He said, yeah, dude. He goes, I figured out Dad's, because there was a 4-digit code that he had on there to for parental channels,
Right,
whatever.
right.
And he unlocked it. And so I was like, oh my gosh. I said, what'd you do? He's like, man, he goes, I put a tape in. I've been recording. I was like, really? He goes, yeah. He's put one of those 6-hour VHSs in the VCR and just hit record. And
Boy, got some stamina.
oh, bro. And it was like, it's funny because when you would go back and watch the tape, you'd be watching something and all of a sudden it changed channels. And then you'd see the menu bar come up telling you the name of it and how long it was from this time to this time and the channel and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, dang, man, they never get to the money shots because it's always changing the channel right before, And God, that's what we were watching.
So that's what it was. There you go. And
but the end, we're at the very end.
So the best part of the story is Eric and I are sitting there. Imagine this.
You're laying on the bed. I'm sitting in a chair by the door, by my bedroom door, and you're laying on the bed
with the light off, porno on.
On the waterbed.
Right. His dad walks in. What does Eric do? First thing he does, turns the TV off. So now there's his two guys in the room with the light off, nothing else going on. We were so much better off
probably with
getting caught.
Chubbs.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We were probably rocking some Bon Airs.
Oh man,
we had our Bon Airs, and with the lights off, your dad's probably like, "What the?"
Yeah.
We were way better off. Him walking in.
I don't remember
because we're kids. I wouldn't even say kids. We're teenagers.
No, we were.
Dude, we were like in our late teens, early 20s.
We had to have been 19, 20, something like.
So yeah. Anyway,
old enough to find themselves.
So, I mean, as a dad, could you imagine walking in on your son and his friend with Bon Airs with the lights off?
I don't even know if he said anything to us. I think he walked in and maybe mumbled something and walked out. I don't. He
probably walked out like, I think my son's a homo.
He probably went straight to tell my mom what was going on.
Your son and his friend are gays.
Something's going on in there. You need to check in on them.
So there's that.
Those are the days. Well, I guess if you wanted people to know us on the first podcast, man, this
coming in hot.
Yeah, let them laying it all out on the line. We putting our meats on the table.
I mean, we've done enough stupid shit in our lifetime, and
dude.
Stupid
shit just runs in our blood, though. But it's fun. Like, I would not change anything. Like, I'm one of those people that I would not. Would you go back in time to change this? Would you change anything if you could?
I would. I would love to not have farted in my dad's face.
Yeah, but you're a better person for it, right?
No, dude, that's a fucking terrible idea. In no scenario is that ever a good idea.
No, I don't.
The disrespect, dude. I don't know what I was thinking.
I've thrown burritos at my dad. I've cussed in church at my dad. I've done a number of different stupid shit, but
I mean, pinching my dad's nipple. I mean, it's funny. That's cool.
Like,
I mean, it's not cool, but yeah.
That's locker room shit.
Like, but when it comes to farting in your dad's face, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I should have gotten punched in the face.
Oh, I've smelt your farts too, and they're not pleasant. But I think probably just being in front of everybody probably just.
Yeah, it's like one of those moments in the movie when the record scratches. That's exactly what happened.
You're probably wondering why I'm in this situation.
Yeah, dude, and me and Xavier just howling, dude. And then this is a terrible idea, man.
And Xavier's that kind of guy that he over hypes it. You know what I mean? Like
he made it worse.
Yeah. He makes it worse just because he howls and laughs and makes a scene. So. Golly, dude, that's funny. So,
what do you think, man? You want to shut it down?
Yeah, I think we've got a couple stories out, and we'll come back and we'll visit some other stuff. We've got plenty of stories to tell, and I kind of wanted just to
get a feel for it.
Yeah, and I always want to throw in a conspiracy theory too at the end somewhere, sometime in there.
This podcast will be another hour long. You can let me go off on conspiracies.
All right, next time we'll save it for next time. But yeah, man.
Matter of fact, remind me next time we do a podcast.
Yeah,
I'm coming in hot with some conspiracies.
All right,
dude, I've spent the last I've been on vacation all week, balls deep in conspiracy theories, man. So
Pause.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go
Yeah,
off.
off the jump on the next one, man. We'll do it. But anyways, thank you for listening. Whoever's listening out there, whether it's one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, doesn't matter. We got it out there, and we're grateful. And
It's only gonna get better from here.
yeah. So if you like some of these dumbass stories, and it probably mean more to you if you actually know us, but hopefully you got a little bit of a laugh out of them. And some of this stuff is it's all true. I mean, we're not making any of this shit up. It's all true, and we're dumbasses in real life. So we just
subscribe to my OnlyFans page, please.
Oh yeah, swipe up. One of these days we're gonna have swipe up and Jonathan farting into the microphone.
Talking shit.
Yeah, pinching nipples. But
That's
yeah,
what we do.
We do appreciate it, and if you like it, man, keep coming back. Peace.
Well, it's the Pendejos. Holler at you.